澳财的观众朋友们，大家好，我是 Ivy。随着澳大利亚联邦大选的日子越来越近呢，各党派的选战也是愈加激烈了。其中呢，维多利亚州的库雍选区是本次大选著名的风暴眼之一。为此呢，我们采访到了在库雍选区参选的自由党议员、联邦国库部长 Josh Frydenberg 先生。他呢会向观众朋友们介绍一下自己的竞选纲领，对于库雍的选民和澳大利亚华人社区的支持，以及呢对于独立候选人的看法。Hi everyone, my name is Ivy. I'm at the early voting center at Hawthorn with Cheshire Josh Frydenberg. Hi Cheshire, how's the pre-vote voting?
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
It's been positive and encouraging to get the feedback here at the pre-poll.
Cheshire, I'm just quite curious, what are the most significant developments and improvements for the local community and in the last 12 years when you served as the federal member in Kooyong?
Well, it's a great privilege to be the member for Kooyong. I'm only the 7th person since Federation in more than 120 years to represent this seat. I'm from the local area, I grew up in the local area, went to school in the local area, raising our family in the local area. I'm very proud of what we've been able to do to support local environmental projects with whether it was the Green Army initiatives or supporting the Yarra River Keeper, what we've been able to do to support local roads and infrastructure projects, particularly working with sporting organisations and clubs to get, for example, more female changing rooms, and a lot of the work that we've done with the local charities. And one of the initiatives that I'm most proud of is how we were able to get a women's shelter established with Servants Community House, which allows an opportunity for women who are fleeing domestic violence situations to get into a safe environment. We also work on a daily basis with local constituents and families about tax matters or about Centrelink matters or about immigration matters, National Disability Insurance Scheme matters, and a whole range of things. So I'm very proud of that work that I've done at a local level, but I'm also proud that as the Treasurer I've supported my local community. For example, around 30,000 people in Kooyong received the Job Keeper support during the crisis. Around 7,000 businesses got the cash flow boost, and most recently around 8,000 pensioners have got income support on top of their normal pension in order to help them with the cost of living.
Any new local plan for this election?
Yes, we've got a lot of plans that we've announced, local infrastructure projects, local environmental projects, supporting local charities, helping to reduce emissions by rolling out, for example, electric vehicle charging stations, and a whole range of other activities and initiatives.
Because we know in the age of like the high inflation and economic and the political uncertainty, what policies will deliver to strive for an optimistic economic prospect and a livable, the community for the Kooyong residents and other Australians?
Well, I'm very optimistic about the Australian economy going forward. We've seen a stronger economic recovery than many other nations. Our unemployment rate is now lower today than it was at the start of the COVID crisis. And we have announced a budget just over 4 weeks ago which continues to lower taxes, supports small businesses, invests in new technology, lower emissions technology to reduce our carbon footprint, but also support manufacturing and support our regions across the country as the new frontiers of economic growth. So we have lots of initiatives which we believe will create 1.3 million new jobs over the next 5 years and around 400,000 new small businesses.
Certainly. And we all know that there have been a bit of tension between China and Australia, and the business of some, the Chinese Australians have been affected by the relationship. So what particular change you'd like to bring to the Chinese community in Kooyong?
Well, the first thing to say is I have a wonderful, warm, long-standing relationship with the Australian Chinese community, and particularly the Australian Chinese community in my electorate of Kooyong. And I'm very grateful for their support, and I have worked with them over many, many years. The issues between Australia and China are not related to our wonderful Australian Chinese community. We have differences with China over some national security issues, some political issues, but also some economic issues. That being said, China remains Australia's largest trading partner, with two-way trade between our countries worth more than $250 billion. And that trade is vital to both countries, vital for us, whether it's international students, international tourists, the imports that we bring in from China that help our companies and our economy. At the same time, China benefits from Australia's wonderful agricultural, wonderful resources that help fuel the industrialisation of their country. And steel manufacturing, for example, is a good is one where iron ore and Australia's exports are really important to creating jobs in China, because China is the #1 exporter of steel in the world.
And last question, what do you think of your opponent, Dr. Nikolai?
Well, again, she's got a background in the medical profession, but in terms of the contest here in Kooyong, obviously I believe that I've got a better local plan, and as the Treasurer of Australia and the Deputy Leader of the Liberal Party, I've got a better national plan to create jobs, to lower taxes, and to ensure that Australia can meet the many challenges that we face. When you're a so-called independent, you don't have the ability to shape those very big, important outcomes as someone in my position is able to do. She has no tax policy, no national security policy, and no costing around her emissions reduction targets. We have costings and funding of our technologies to get emissions down. We have detailed tax policies, we support small businesses, and of course national security and defence. So it's a very different offering from me and her, and obviously I would put to you and my entire community in Kooyong that they should vote for Josh Frydenberg for a strong economy and a stronger future.
Yeah, understand. Yeah, thanks, Treasurer. Thank you for your time with our interview today, and wish you all the best. And we are eager to see the results for the upcoming election.
Thank you. 谢谢。
Josh Frydenberg 先生1971年出生于墨尔本，他的父母是医生和大学教授。2010年 ，Frydenberg 先生代表自由党参加库用选区的竞选，并成功当选为国会议员。此后的12年间 ，Frydenberg 先生一直担任库用选区的席位。从2018年8月至今 ，Frydenberg 先生一直在莫里森政府担任联邦国库部长。澳财墨尔本报道。